This week, we're headed to Japan without ever leaving Wisconsin. I picked up a manga and anime collection that inspired its owner to learn Japanese, move to Japan, and live there for a decade because of these comics. Then we look at the bizarre time American publishers thought readers wouldn't read manga, so they flipped the entire thing backwards. And Mrs. Cheddar unleashes Godzilla on all of us, and I dig into the Cheddar Vault and pull out some of my favorite Japanese comic treasures here in the CheddarVerse. Welcome! It is episode 17 of the CheddarVerse. I am Chris from Cheddar Comics. Be sure to be following me on Instagram at Cheddar_Comics for live sales, claim sales, auctions, all the good stuff and cool stuff is happening over there. And be sure to be following my wife, best friend, the Alfred to my Batman. It's Mrs. Cheddar Comics.
Hey, everybody.
Follow her on Instagram at Mrs. Cheddar_Comics. And we are, as I said, Cheddar Comics, buying and selling comics all day, every day. And we've got a fun one ahead of us today. As you can see, we're decked out in Japanese gear, front to back, top to bottom, shirts, table, books, everything.
We have it all.
We've got it all. We have a lot of great stuff to get to today. The only thing for my chit chat section is I can't talk about what book it is, but I have this. Yes. I have a big book that I bought.
Everybody guess.
No, don't.
Now they gotta guess.
I have a book that I bought, and I am very excited to get it. And it was supposed to be here it was supposed to be delivered on Saturday. We're recording this. It's a Thursday. Mm-hmm. And it's still
on its way.
It was gone. It was a big old grail, and it was just like off the grid.
It's true.
For like 5 days until you told me, you were like, oh, you got to like go on USPS and sign up for the text messages. Mm-hmm. And that will dislodge it.
It does it every time.
And I did that because I was being a patient little boy.
Yeah, no.
And I was waiting, and I was like, it's okay. It's fine. And then I did that, and literally this morning departed Louisville, Kentucky finally. Yep. And it had been there since Saturday. So it sat there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Sat there for 5 days doing nothing. So
no.
I thought that it was going to be a part of this episode, but
that's okay. It'll be here for next week's episode.
Yeah, we'll see.
This works out.
We'll see. Yeah, this worked out perfectly because we have a full Japanese episode front to back. We've got one of my favorites when we can do a themed episode. Mm-hmm. A collection blows in and I use it to find out some comic history, and we happen to love Japanese culture, and we have some Japanese stuff of our own. We're both sporting Japanese shirts, and I've got my Japanese McFarlane Spider-Man. You got a Japanese Godzilla shirt, so it worked out. And let's get into one of my favorite collection stories ever in this week's Tales from the Sales. This is Tales from the Sales. Christopher's Japanese collection. So we've got some here. If you're watching the video, we have some here. I'll show some pictures. We've got Akira. We have Ghost in the Shell. We have Battle, A Little Angel. A lot of great stuff from Christopher's collection I just picked up. And the best part about Christopher's stuff when he reached out to me when I met him is the story. Okay.
Okay.
So Christopher reached out to me on one of my websites that I buy and sell. I'm like always advertising. I buy and sell. Mm-hmm. And he came through there. He's local. He's in town here in Madison. And he had a Japanese comic collection, but it was the American versions like you're seeing here. Akira, Ghost in the Shell, Nausicaa, stuff like that. I was like, great, I'll check it out. We've had some of those. I mean, I've had a handful of Akiras. We had an Akira collection in December.
Yes, we did.
It wasn't the full run, but it was most of it.
Yes.
And we've had, I've had Ghost in the Shell over the years, and I've had the Nausicaa set a couple times. So I was like, okay, great. Well, that stuff always sells. And myself I have some foreign Japanese comics. I was like, oh, this sounds great. I'd love to check it out.
Yeah.
Went over to Christopher's house, met him. The nicest, most lovely man. One of my favorite people I've met. I mean, he was just an absolute sweetheart.
Oh, I love hearing that.
Yeah, he was just so kind, warm.
Yeah.
And I just asked him, like, okay, so like, where did you get all this stuff? And it was like, what's over there? Maybe like 8 or 9 lawn boxes.
Yes.
And he was very meticulous too. He sent me a full list and everything he had, and I checked to see if it was all there, and it was all there. And that was all great. And the comics were cool, but if there is an interesting story, to me, my interest is the story of the collector or the story of the comics. And once Christopher shared his story with me, I was like, this is one of the best stories I've ever heard. So Christopher discovered anime from a friend in the 90s.
Okay.
He had a friend in high school who liked the anime cartoons and had some of the mangas and some of the books, and he shared them with Christopher. So he started getting more into them and reading them more, and he would go to Westfield Comics here in town, and he would pick up some of the new stuff. Well, the new stuff, they didn't carry mangas, but they carried the American versions here. These are standard American size, and they're from front to back, and they reprinted mangas,
Yeah.
And he got more into those, and he started reading more and collecting more, and he amassed this great big collection that I acquired, right? And then from there, his anime love and his interest of Japanese culture, he was about to go to college, and he said, I'm going to learn Japanese.
Oh, wow. You just do that.
I want to learn Japanese. So he went to UW.
Oh, cool.
To learn Japanese.
Wow.
That's
so cool.
Learn Japanese. Okay. And then he said, I'm going to move to Japan.
Oh, okay.
And he
moved
after college.
Okay.
He graduated with a degree. I forgot what his degree was, but he knew how to speak Japanese. Moved to Japan, knowing how to speak Japanese, became an English to Japanese translator, and he ended up living in Japan for 10 years.
Oh my God. Wow.
His plan, of course, obviously that he's meeting me in Madison, so he came back, but his plan at the time was to never leave Japan. He was going to stay there.
Oh.
So his plan was to stay in Japan and work and live, and that was going to be the rest of his life. So he ended up going all the way to Toyota.
Oh.
And he worked at Toyota as an English translator.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And he was there until 2008 when the financial crash happened.
Okay.
And they let go a lot of people, especially some of their translators. And he was starting to figure out that sadly he wasn't going to be able to stay there anymore.
Oh no.
And he had to move back stateside.
Bummer.
And he was very sad about it still.
Yeah, I'm
and
sure.
this is like 2026, like 16 years later,
Man.
So that's Christopher's story. And what I love about Christopher's story the most is that these comics that you're looking at, I've never heard this in my life. I mean, very few times, but these comics literally changed his life. Completely changed his life. He got introduced to a new art form and got introduced to art from a different country, and it completely changed the trajectory of his entire life.
That's an incredible story.
Isn't that nuts?
Yes, it really is.
And because of these comics.
To be so moved and so passionate about the culture and the art form, to completely move your whole life to being more immersed in that is so fucking cool.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy cool.
I know.
Good for him.
One of my favorite stories.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Being introduced to comics changes life.
That's incredible.
It
really is. It shows the power of comics.
Yeah, especially anime, manga, all that, you know. So his collection too was a lot of different stuff. So he has, like here on the screen, the American versions of the manga. So they're and he actually gave me the idea for what we're going to talk about in comic history today. But he was like, they had these because they didn't think Americans would read manga the way it's intended from back to front or right to left.
Sure, I would understand that.
So they made them standard American size. They flipped them around. They made them from front to back to try to sell them to Americans. So he had this kind of this. There was two parts. I met him twice. The first part, the first time I met Christopher, I bought the comics, just the regular American comics, and that was great stuff. Like I said, you know, he had the final issue of Akira, which is very, very rare, very low print run. He had all the Ghosts in the Shells. He had all the Battle Angel Alita, her first appearance here on screen, which was very cool for me. He had just tons and tons of, I mean, just complete sets of Apple Seeds, and you know, he had Animerica, the magazine about anime, and it was just a super fun collection. I loved it. And then so, you know, I make him an offer. He says, that sounds great. Oh, no, one thing I'm forgetting. Why is Christopher selling these?
Oh, yeah. Why?
If they're so beloved to him,
right?
You know, and he loved Japanese culture so much. They were all at his mom's house. Oh. And they'd just been sitting there. Okay. And he was just like, I'm just ready to move on. I'm ready to get the space back. He spent a lot of time, not on these comics, but some of the mangas, or he had like CDs or VHS tapes. He digitized all of his like vinyl records that he bought in Japan and his CDs, and
oh my gosh,
he was like, I've spent the time digitizing. I have everything, so I don't need the physical space taking up everything.
Oh, okay.
So when we made the deal on the comics, we get to my car. He helps me load up. We're just talking, and you know, he's just nice, and he's like, I am so happy I found you. I didn't know what to do because I didn't think anyone would want the Japanese stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And I was worried. I didn't want to go to Half Price Books because I knew I was going to get robbed. And then I found your site, and I was so happy that there was someone who would come to my house, pay me, and take this stuff away.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, and when we were corresponding through email, I was like, I've dabbled in Japanese stuff before. Yeah. I've had some of this stuff. Like I've had some Akiras, and I've had some of the main bigger ones, but I've never had Appleseed or, you know, some of those titles. So I'm like kind of taking a gamble on some of this.
Yes.
He's like, I totally understand. And
well, that's cool.
So we're just chit chatting, you know, and he's like, well, you know, and I got to sell all these mangas and VHS tapes.
Hello.
And I was like, really? You have mangas and VHS? You know, I would be interested in that. He's like, really? You would want that stuff? I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, if you make a list, because he had a lot of lists. He had lists of all the comics.
Oh.
You know, he was right to the
very organized.
Very organized. Very organized.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
So I was like, when you get the list together of the tapes and the mangas, you know, just hit me up. He's like, the mangas are all in Japanese. It's in Japanese.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's okay. I sell Japanese Spider-Mans all the time, and I sell Japanese Batmans and Spawns, and people love it. Really? People want that stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'll try it if the price is right.
Yeah, of course.
So it was a couple weeks, and I heard from him, and he had a list, and we've sold VHS tapes. We had the VHS tape collection last year. We sold through, and we collect some VHS tapes.
We do.
So when I had heard VHS tapes too, I was like, oh cool,
hell yeah,
you know, great,
absolutely.
Because I bought like Ghost in the Shell,
on
VHS from our Fred Six Treasure Chest.
Oh, yes.
You know, I gave him $20 flat for that. I was like, this is a great deal.
That's right.
You know, I knew that there was a market for that stuff.
Absolutely.
So I told him, I was like, yeah, there's like a market for VHS. He was like, who wants VHS? everything's streaming now. I was like, everyone wants that physical stuff, man. It's coming back.
Yeah.
Really? It's coming back.
You're saying that to someone who's like digitized everything.
Yeah.
They're like, well, why would you want
And he's like, I like having everything in this thumb drive.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I know.
That's legit. Yeah, of course.
Gen Z and younger, they like having physical stuff because they've grown up digital.
Exactly.
And he was like, oh, really? Okay. So anyways, I went back. I met him again, looked over the mangas and the VHS tapes. I had done a little bit of research on the mangas, and that's like, I'm way out of my...
No.
I mean, I've never had straight mangas before, so it's all new territory for me on that stuff.
Yeah, I think you've had like one.
Yeah, and the tapes I'm a little bit more comfortable with.
Sure.
And even some of those titles I don't know, Mermaid Forest or Super Deformed or
Cool.
Battle 88, I don't know those. You know, my level of knowledge is pretty much the big stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Ghost in the
Mine
Shell,
too.
Akira, you know, because we're always getting enamored with that stuff because we like it.
Oh yes,
we just don't know it all.
Just don't know it.
You know, it's like, let us have a lifetime of exploring that.
Absolutely.
So in the end, I bought like 8 or 9 lawn boxes of the American comics,
Right.
2 or 3 lawn boxes of straight Japanese manga, and then a couple boxes of VHS as well. And it's just been a great collection to get to look through. And you know, he really wanted them to go to people who are going to love them, and I reassured him that.
Oh yes.
I'm going to tell his story, and we're going to honor Christopher. And because the VHS and the mangas, that part of these comics he bought here in Madison. The manga and the VHS tapes he bought in Japan.
And shipped them over
and
here.
Brought them back with him.
Wow.
When he moved in 2008.
Wow.
So those are all from Japan, from him at the time.
Oh, that's so sick.
You know? And now they're here, and they're going to get, you know, bought up hopefully by our friends and collectors on Instagram.
Yes.
I posted the story yesterday, and I'm going to be posting a video, and started selling some of it off, and
sure.
the people who like that stuff are very excited by it, which is cool.
It'll be even more exciting to know, like, when you start selling the mangas, like, these came straight from Japan, like, one owner. Like,
original owner bought them in Japan, and you're the second owner.
That's so cool.
Yeah, same with the VHS tapes.
Yeah. Oh,
you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I was working yesterday, and I was like, I'm going to put something on the TV, an office TV.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I might as well put in Akira here. Yeah. You know, and it was like those TikToks were like, I'm just going to put something on while I'm cleaning, and you just end up watching it.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot focus because this is on.
Ended up happening. I like came into the room.
Yeah, and
I like didn't leave.
There. Yeah.
I'm just watching the movie, and and then before I know it, I'm like laying on the bed watching the movie.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
you can't do that.
Good.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I know you knew a lot of this, but I mean, any takeaways from Christopher's story?
I just think that, to reiterate that the power of comics or a manga can do that to someone's life is something to really marvel at.
Yeah.
I think that's a very powerful thing to see.
Yeah.
Like in real life.
Yeah.
I just love that. Like, art can move you so much that it can change the course of your life.
Yeah.
I think
absolutely.
that's so fucking cool.
And I mean, we've talked about like comics changing lives, or like our lives or something, or, you know, usually maybe we mean friendships or memories, you know, and in Christopher's case, the comic books literally changed where he lived, what language he learned, and the trajectory of his entire life.
Yes. Incredible. I mean, I can't say that anymore.
You know?
What?
Yeah, I know how many times you say incredible.
What?
It's honestly one of my favorites, you know. It's for me, as Chris living inside Cheddar Comics, it is honestly a gift to get to hear stories like this. I mean,
I would agree.
I felt so honored to even just to get to hear this kind of a story.
Yes.
I just absolutely loved it. It's one of my favorite ones.
That's
you
so
know?
Cool.
And for Christopher, I mean, imagine, you know, when his friend shared with him this anime or manga, and imagine telling Christopher at the time, this is going to change your life, and because of this copy of Akira, you're going to work for Toyota in Japan.
And I'm sure like, what?
Yeah. Like the same for me. Like
You're welcome.
I'm like 13 and I'm in an antique store looking at a Showcase 22 and here I am, 26 years later with a weekly comic book podcast,
right?
And supporting my family on comic books because I was in that antique shop that day.
So nuts.
Just the butterfly effect of one event.
I'd love to hear more stories like that. How comics change people's lives like that. Just like yours.
Yeah.
And the other Christopher.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. And thanks to Christopher, it's a perfect lead in to what he shared with me, which led me to research our next piece, which is A Moment in Comic History.
This is A Moment in Comic History.
Did you know that when manga first came to America, publishers thought American readers wouldn't read it? So they flipped the entire book backwards, literally. When manga first started arriving in the United States during the 1980s, publishers were convinced readers would not accept comics that read from right to left. And since publishers worried that American readers would find that confusing, they began flopping manga. That meant taking every page and mirroring it horizontally. The result was some strange side effects. Characters who were originally right-handed suddenly became left-handed. Clothing details were reversed. Vehicles appeared to be driving on the wrong side of the road, and entire pages looked like mirror images of the original artwork. This required costly reworking of the original art, and many manga creators hated the practice because it altered the pages that they had carefully created. But for years, American publishers believed it was necessary, and then something changed. During the 1990s, anime exploded in popularity. Shows like Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, and Pokemon introduced millions of American fans to Japanese storytelling. And those fans wanted the real thing. And in 2002, publisher Tokyopop made a major gamble and began releasing manga in its original right-to-left format. Instead of changing the books, they marketed them as 100% authentic. And many people thought readers would reject them, and instead, readers loved them. The experiment was such a success that the industry quickly followed. Publishers stopped flipping pages, and American readers learned how to read manga the way it was originally intended. Today, manga outsells American comics 5-1 in domestic bookstore markets. In traditional bookstores like Barnes & Noble, manga often accounts for the vast majority of graphic novel sales, prompting retailers to drastically reduce shelf space for Western comics. And it's funny when you think about it now, since for years publishers were convinced Americans would never read it as originally intended. And that's today's moment in comic book history.
That was great. So Christopher kind of gave you a little rundown on that?
Yeah, when I bought that stuff, the first batch, he was like, yeah, they were in this size because American publishers didn't think that Americans would take to manga the way it was originally intended.
Wow, they were so wrong.
Yeah. And it seems to be like, because manga really popped off, I think, after 1940, like post-World War.
Oh, sure.
I know you're going to talk a little bit about that with Godzilla, but it's definitely like post-World War II and Reconstruction and having that being inspired by the American comic book strips.
Sure.
And that running through the 70s and, with all the different stuff. And
well, I'm sure with manga, like starting at post-World War II, that kind of gave them like, we need something for ourselves here.
Sure.
After all of that.
Yeah. And
thus, manga was probably born.
Yeah.
Kind of an idea.
So, but for the importing part of this, for Japanese coming over to the stateside, there was those couple of publishers, like we have some here from Epic and Dark Horse. They're like, we'll take a chance on it.
Right.
But we don't want to lose our asses here.
Sure.
Importing it if it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And it reminded me a lot of like, it's kind of an odd little sidebar, but like Power Rangers. I grew up on Power Rangers as a kid.
Yeah.
And that's a Japanese show. And they just filmed the American kids and interspliced it with the Japanese fighting footage.
Right.
Stan Lee he loved the Japanese Power Rangers, and he actually tried to get it over stateside like all through the 80s.
Really?
And no one would do it.
Oh.
Everyone's just always like they're not going to like it.
Huh.
You know, like it's just too much of a culture shock for Americans. They're not going to take to it.
Wow.
You know, and when it finally did, and I mean, they didn't, you know, obviously they reshot, you know, the American kids part, and that maybe was a little different than what Stan was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it obviously went great.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know what this like hesitation is, like where that comes from the publishers. Like, I don't know if they're gonna like it or not. We got
executives, publishers,
maybe.
Yeah.
Why don't you just give it how it comes, and they'll just adapt to it.
That's what I always say. Give it how it comes. It's a common phrase everyone uses. Everybody keeps saying that to me.
You know what I mean.
Somebody just said that to me earlier, and I was like, I don't know if I can give it how it comes. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, that's what I would have said to those guys.
Get out. Get out of here.
You're welcome.
But a lot of it had to do with, we had talked about it in the first segment, but Akira, the animated movie, had a huge impact and a real crossing. That one really like bridged the divide between the Japanese language and the art form, and there's kind of like before Akira and after Akira for Americans.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because when the movie comes here and it's dubbed in English and it's a huge success, then it starts a wave after that, you know, and everything's pretty much after that for things coming here.
Like, would that be like Sailor Moon? Probably.
Sailor Moon,
or Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z, Ghost in the Shell, another anime movie that really crossed over.
Yeah.
And there's just the many different properties.
I wonder if Studio Ghibli is a part of that then.
Yeah, Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
So like there's just a lot of it after that from what I was reading today.
Oh, interesting.
That's that bridge, that divide.
Because of Akira.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which is so cool. And I mean, it's because it's a masterpiece. I mean,
it is.
If anyone's ever seen behind the scenes of them like
oh my gosh,
animating it, you know, like the cityscapes, it's a 3-panel city, and every window on every building is hand painted, like illuminated, hand painted. I mean, it's a masterwork of, you know, art. Cinema and art.
Yeah,
you know, so no wonder that's the one that blows through because it's so incredible, right?
Yes, 100%.
I could be wrong about the details, and if I am, show me some fucking grace.
Calm down.
So, but it kind of starts a chain of stuff that crosses over, and then I think once you get to the late 90s, you know, and then it's
Power Rangers.
No, Pokemon.
Oh, Pokemon.
Pokemon, I think is like, what, 95, 97? I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm not into Pokemon, so I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
But then that starts, and then that's why Tokyo Pop, the publisher in 2002, says, like, okay, we can sell just manga now.
Oh.
Like, straight, authentic.
That didn't come till 2002?
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
I thought it had been here forever, honestly.
So, it was kind of like spotty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's some store, it would depend on the bookstore.
Oh.
So from what I read today, which was really fascinating, was that Walden Books, remember them?
Oh, sure.
Or compared to like what we would know now, like Barnes and Noble or whatever, every bookstore had a different sales record of what worked and what didn't work. So some stores experimented with with manga, right? And they would sell a left to right manga. And right next to it, they would sell a right to left manga. Like so Neon Genesis.
Yeah.
Neon Genesis, they published the exact same thing, but, you know, one in its original format and one in an American format. And they would test who would sell better. And some stores, it would be the Japanese version would sell better, like 60, 65, 35 or something.
Okay.
And then there's other stores where the American version would sell better.
Oh.
So it would be dependent on their client base and their local markets.
Oh my God.
So it was kind of spotty all the way through to
Yeah.
see what would sell or what would not. And it's just kind of like a big testing lab for like decades of what will work and what won't work for the American appetite for this kind of art form.
Until 2002, when they were just like, let's just do it.
Well, it's not. I wouldn't say it's like a switch.
Oh, okay.
But Tokyo Pop takes a gamble in saying like we're going one way, and from that point on it changes.
Wow.
And we're doing
Hits.
right to left, authentic manga the way it was supposed to be.
Okay.
And it was the way it was intended to be.
Sure.
Because the other way was so costly. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
direction, character. I mean, when you think about if you're reading a comic, and you're going this way, left to right, and Kirby's actions are all going this way.
Yeah, of course.
So if you have to like flip that around, or you have to change directions, or you have to change some of the words, not just the bubbles, but some of the action words, like their version of like bam and pow.
Sure.
They would have to change that too, and it would. Sometimes that's over an arm, or it's very costly to.
Yeah.
It wasn't simply because what I didn't think it was a big deal. I was like, you just flip it around.
Right, that's what I would think.
You gotta redraw some of it. You have to like redo some of it. It's not straight like that.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So it's very costly to do it that way.
Sure.
It's obviously way easier just to take it in and
Yeah,
slap Tokyo Pop on it and
definitely.
sell it. But they took a gamble. And then what's crazy now, there's a great video. The best video you can find is by Matt.
Oh, yes.
And Matt has the best video I watched a year or two ago about how the manga, like a pie chart of publishers, like graphic novel comic publishers. And the pie chart is like 50%, 60% is manga sales. Wow. And DC and Marvel are peanuts compared to them.
Incredible.
You never think about that.
Well, no, and I was thinking like when I was first exposed really to manga and the like how large it was, and now thinking about that percentage was at Wizard World when I worked there. Honestly,
oh yeah. When we worked
like,
there years ago.
One time.
Yeah.
And the booth that we worked at, I couldn't believe the amount of manga titles that were there.
Yes.
I'm like, this is all. At the time, I called it Manga.
Yeah.
It's manga. I know. And they had tons of it. And they were all different titles.
Yep.
And people were crazy about it.
Absolutely.
I couldn't get out of the way fast enough,
Yep.
honestly.
Yep. And what's cool, too, is that, now way down the pipe, so we've had 25 years of it being in America the way it's supposed to be. It was there before, but I'm just saying, like, there's a real turn in the early 2000s for publishing. And now, like, if you look at I think One Piece is maybe 25 years old. I'm going to be wrong. I'm not researched enough in it, so I don't crucify me on that. One Piece is whatever, like 20, 25 years old. And it has almost sold... In that short amount of time, the lifetime sales, it's almost caught up to Superman or Batman, who have been around since 38 and 39 for 80 years.
What?
And One Piece is almost caught up to Batman and Superman.
Wow.
I mean, that's how huge it is now, So all that work over the decades of all that importing from the movies and the TV shows and the books and everything. And the theory that I've heard, like, why does manga outsell American comics?
Yeah, why?
One theory I've heard, and it was from this one guy on TikTok. I don't know. I should have saved it. And it's his take. It's not mine. His theory is that it's a uniform, singular vision of one creator from front to back. It's a single creative vision of one person most of the time. It doesn't change hands. It doesn't, like a Batman title you might like.
Sure.
It has, like, Absolute Batman, for example, is working because it's a singular vision of Snyder and Nick Dragotta.
Oh.
I might be pronouncing that wrong, but it's their vision.
Okay.
And they're doing it month in, month out, and it's the same vision. But a lot of titles would switch hands.
Yes.
Scott Snyder's got to leave, Matt Fraction comes in, and Dragado's got to leave, and Capullo comes in, or whoever, and it switches hands and it changes.
So it changes the vibe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And like One Piece has been written all these years and drawn by the one guy who created it.
Wow.
The entire time. So you get that singular voice, that singular vision.
Sure.
That is, I think, why that's the theory.
That's an interesting theory because you could apply that to books as well. You know, obviously there's Tolkien and why, you know, his universe is so huge. He wrote everything and drew pieces for it.
Yep.
You could apply that also and why it's so beloved because that vibration stays the same.
Yep.
And you get to be immersed. Like it's recognizable and it's not different.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about it going in a different direction or something like that.
Definitely.
And you get to just come back and be in the world that you know and love. So that makes sense of why One Piece would be so successsul, I would think. It may be Dragon Ball Z too.
All of them.
Yeah.
They're all
of
like
them.
that.
Yeah, sure.
So it was cool thanks to the collection to get to dip my toe in it. And I figured out, I was like, oh my God, this is like...
so deep.
This was one of the hardest comic book history segments I've had to do because I was just like, it's so deep. I have to find like a really narrow section here.
Yeah.
And I tried to keep it tied to Christopher's because this is what he brought over and what he told me and stuff. And
right.
It was like, you know, putting your toe in the ocean.
Yeah, it's so dense.
It's just so much. You could go anywhere with it, you know.
That's so interesting, though.
Yes, absolutely.
I never think that.
No.
That there's such a long, dense history involved in this one art form.
Absolutely.
That's so cool.
And that's today's moment in comic book history.
This is Collector's Corner with Mr. and Mrs. Cheddar.
So we have our theme for today's show, you know, which luckily fits into our interests. It wasn't like, you know, like an Egyptian comic collection. And,
yeah.
You know, like, oh, I don't have any Egyptian comics.
Oh, no,
you know?
this is really cool, but I don't know
Yeah.
where to start.
You know, it actually, this one worked with one of our themed ideas where we were getting to Collector's Corner and I was like, oh, we have Japanese stuff. We love Japanese stuff.
Yeah, we certainly do.
You know? And I have my stuff I'm going to talk about, but you have some Godzilla pieces here. And what I want to bring up too, just there he is. There's Godzilla #1. That's from the Mrs. Cheddar Vault.
King of Monsters.
Godzilla too. We've never really talked about it as a couple, but we got into Godzilla together over our relationship. Did you like Godzilla before we got together?
Yes.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I've always loved Godzilla.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I had to think about it. What? You're like upset.
I thought it was our thing.
Well, it is our thing.
No, it's not. You liked him before.
Well, yeah, but coming together obviously blossomed that or deepened that love even more. But no, I mean, I remember watching Godzilla movies when I was like 6 years old.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the one of very few memories I have with my dad.
Oh.
And being sick on the couch, home from school, for some reason these old Godzilla films are being played and he's sitting there with me and he doesn't know, he didn't know anything about them, but he just, you know, like me, he was interested in filmmaking and he loved monsters.
Very cool.
So I have that, and then it just, you know, the love of monsters always stayed with me.
Sure.
And then when we got together, it really did like deepen.
Sure.
And, you know, my knowledge just kind of grew from there.
Very cool.
Yeah. So when you got me this one, I was very happy.
There you go. You're a Godzilla out today. If you're listening and you're not watching, she's got her Godzilla t-shirt on. She has her Godzilla action figures out. And she has her Godzilla King of the Monsters #1 comic book.
I sure do. I have this little Godzilla. He sits on my nightstand. That's how much I love. I've considered getting a Godzilla tattoo at some point too.
Oh boy.
That's not happening, but it was on my list for a while. Godzilla #1 from 1977, which of course came about. Why? Stan Lee loved Japanese kaiju films, and he wanted to adapt, I think, one of the movies, but Toho was like, No, but we'll do a license deal. So through Stan, he set up a licensing deal for a year. So the idea for Godzilla was that it would be essentially kind of like an idea of a travel log. Godzilla would travel like across the US because this was made for Silver Age kids they were trying to target. And so they wanted to attract Americans to read it and watch Godzilla go through like his own little adventure through America. They didn't have the licenses for the other monsters or anything like that, so they had to come up with their own monsters to kind of battle Godzilla. Marvel had the creative freedom to do whatever they wanted because Toho really didn't monitor anything. So they were able to kind of just inject their own, obviously, Marvel characters. And I think the last issue is Godzilla battling the Avengers and some other big players too, but not the Hulk. Even though everybody wanted him to battle the Hulk for some reason, they wouldn't do it.
Weird.
Yeah. So that's kind of a little background on Godzilla 1. I didn't know any of that.
I don't know. I ain't know shit. Can't know it all.
No, of course.
Discovery's the best part.
Yeah. So it was very cool.
Do you want the other issues, 2 through 24? You want a full run?
Well, there is an omnibus.
Oh my god.
Which apparently was very like highly requested.
Was it really?
Yes.
Wow.
People wanted this. And they made it omnibus. I can't remember when, but it did come out and it was very successful.
That's cool. I've had the 2 through 24 once or twice.
Okay.
And it's always sold right away.
Yeah, I bet.
And I just saw, I forgot who had it on Instagram. Somebody else just had it and it was gone in a day.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, it's just kind of like...
It's very beloved.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the... You know, if you love Universal monsters or you love slashers or, you know, that kind of intense collecting, you know, there's those certain characters, or even with comic book characters we've talked about over the years, like, you know, Moon Knight people are crazy for them, or Harley girls, or, you know, Godzilla guys are...
They want it.
Yep. I have a few Godzilla people whenever I get that stuff.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's always gone.
Oh.
When we had that Monster Magazine collection.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of those.
Oh, sure.
Show me the Godzilla ones.
Right.
You know, you got kind of a ranking of which monsters or kaiju were the big one, and Godzilla's always up there.
That's so cool.
I want the Frankenstein. I want Godzilla.
Yeah, sure.
Nobody wanted the Mummy.
Oh.
No one wanted Boris Karloff's Mummy.
Well, yeah. That
I want Dracula.
Right.
I want...
Well, what's cool is that this not the writer, the artist who drew this cover and drew all of them, actually. He said whenever people like bring him comics to sign or did, he would always say that Godzilla was his favorite to draw. Yeah.
That's cool.
Like out of all the monsters, it was his. That's cool. And you'd see like little sketches and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, this looks awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's really cool.
Herb.
He drew Hulk 181.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember if he did the cover or if he did the interior, but that's why I know Herb Trimp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, he drew this too. Iconic cover, I'd say.
I don't know if
It's
say
iconic.
Iconic.
It's
cover.
iconic. It's funny about this one though, because do you know where he is? Where like this starts?
Mm-mm.
He starts in Alaska, and he's going after the Alaskan pipeline, and S.H.I.E.L.D.'s got to come in, and they set up like a Godzilla squad to take him down. 77 goofy shit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite after Godzilla? Who's your favorite kaiju in Godzilla's universe?
Probably Mothra. Mothra. Just because I like her story. Mechagodzilla.
We've seen so many of those movies and I can never remember. We've seen almost all of them.
Yeah.
And I can never remember their names.
No, I can't. Rodan?
Yeah, there's Rodan.
There's Rodan.
Ghidorah. Those are the main ones.
Yeah.
Baby Godzilla.
Oh, sure. Son of Godzilla. Yeah. Oof.
What's wrong with him?
He's fine.
He's so cute.
Yeah, he's cute. His movie's boring though.
This movie sucks ass. That's what it is. Blows ass.
Oh no.
Did you, when you were a little kid, you saw the Matthew Broderick one in theaters?
Oh yeah. I ate that shit up so much.
I bet you loved it, hey?
Well, the opening scene, first of all, starts out on like a food cargo ship. And there's all these guys, and they're like, "Oh my God, there's something in the water," And he just tears this boat apart because there's fish in there, and he wants those fish to eat. And then introduce Matthew Broderick.
Okay.
And then he goes to New York.
That sucks.
And then there's all those baby Godzillas. Remember that in Madison Square Garden?
I don't remember that.
They all hatch in there.
I do not remember.
And then they
that.
gotta run out. And then all these helicopters come, and they have to like annihilate Madison Square Garden to take out all the Godzillas. And then she's very angry. But yeah, I watched it a lot on VHS.
Yikes.
I loved it. I fucking loved that shit so hard.
That's cool.
Yeah.
One of the only, over the years as Cheddar, I did 3 long form YouTube videos when I was testing how to do it. And Godzilla versus Barkley was one of the 3 I did a deep dive on. And
that's right. That's Dark Horse, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And
it was great.
It's Godzilla slam dunking.
He's great. Gotta sell some Nikes.
That's right.
Well, very cool. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, my turn.
What do you got?
So there's a lot of importing from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But what about America exporting to Japan?
Oh, yes.
What about that?
Ooh, a little flippy flip.
We don't just take in their stuff; they take our stuff too.
They sure do. Talk about that.
So I got a little section in my personal collection of Japanese comics that are Marvel and DC, and Spawn. And I just wanted to. It's more of I don't really know what to say about them, but it's only an interest that I've gotten from doing Cheddar Comics because I would get some Japanese comics, and I was like, wow, what are these? They're so cool. You got when they got Spawn number 1 in Japan by Dengeki American Comics. This is in like 97. And what I love about them too is that they just like know exactly how to take the art from us and use it better and make it better. Cause this is the cover on this one. If you're watching the video, or if you're not watching the video, this is the interior poster from Spawn number 1, the American version. And they took the interior poster and made it the cover on their one, which is kind of way cooler.
It's way cooler. No offense.
Yeah, I mean, I love Spawn number 1, but this also makes a great cover too.
Mm-hmm. It's gorgeous.
And you've got the OB strip and all that, and then like for another Spawn one, I've got this one. This is number 10. This is a gold one with the OB strip. This cover art and all of this stuff was Japan only artwork.
Oh,
this is one that they did or took themselves and did. Got nice gold foil and everything. But they also did it for all kinds of stuff. They would do. We've had these. How many times have we had these?
Oh,
Marvel X's. I get these all the time from Japan.
They're sick.
Or a few times a year. And they would just repurpose or resell. Like this one has Amazing Spider-Man 300, Amazing Fantasy 15.
Wow.
And X-Men like First Kitty Pryde and First Dazzler.
Wow.
So they would just take it and just reprint it. And add their little flares. It's all in Japanese, obviously.
Nice.
And they would add their little flares to it with the obi strip or whatever inside. And
why is their flare always the best?
Their what?
Their flare.
I don't know.
It's always so
they just know
stunning
what to do with it.
Yeah.
Like when you would see those like movie tickets.
Yeah.
Japanese movie tickets. They're so cool.
I don't know.
They just know what to do with the art.
Yeah.
In a way that
makes it unique.
We have opportunities missed for us.
Yeah, I agree.
So, what I love about these and why I collect them, obviously I collect the ones that I'm the most interested in, like with my characters, X-Men, Spider-Man, Batman, Spawn. But it's just so cool to see the American art and the American comics translated, not in literal like language, but translated through the eyes of Japanese culture, and how they use McFarlane's artwork or, some of my favorites are I have all the X-Men's. So this is them reprinting the Jim Lee X-Men run. And just how they took a single drawing of Wolverine and made this whole image the cover.
Yeah.
It's incredible. We would never do this.
No.
In the first few issues, we were all like that. So it'd be Cyclops or it'd be Gambit or whoever,
So
just as close
sweet.
up on. That's how great Jim's X-Men work is that you can zoom in on it all the way up to his nose pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's an incredible piece.
They clearly love Jim Lee's art.
Yeah, so these ones are really cool. This is one of my newer ones. I haven't really picked up a lot this year, but this is one of the ones I got. It's Batman 1989, the Japanese version of Batman 89. So they got this in there and they imported it, and they got that nice Obi strip with that great Batman symbol on it.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
And it's just so cool, obviously with Keaton and Nicholson.
Because the American version is the same cover, right?
It's the exact
same. Okay,
Yep,
they just
and literally
put...
it's just this little Japanese added there.
Okay.
The official adaptation of the Warner Brothers motion picture.
See, it looks so
With the
cool
Obi strip,
with the Obi strip and that big bat signal.
Hey guys, sorry, it is Chris the editor in the editing suite here, discovering that for some reason our microphones stopped recording at about the hour mark. Luckily, we got through almost all of the collector corner here, but I wasn't able to record any audio for the last section, so sorry about that. But we just want to thank you so much for listening to this week's stories. We hope you enjoyed Christopher's stories or the comic history or the collector corner. We cannot thank you guys enough for being on this journey with us as we continue to record new episodes week in, week out. It is a lot of work doing this every week as I write, produce, edit. Mrs. Cheddar helps me so much, and we are so thankful for all of you. And we hope that you are enjoying the show. If you could please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. That is where we need the most help right now. And comment on, if you're watching on YouTube, comment your favorite section, something you learned, something you like. It helps with engagement. It helps us get our numbers up. And be sure to be following us on Instagram, following me at Cheddar_Comics for weekly live sales, claim sales, auctions. And be sure to be following Mrs. Cheddar at Mrs. Cheddar_Comics for all the good vibes and fun that she's providing. And again, we love you. We appreciate you. Tune in next week for episode 18. Same Cheddar time, same Cheddar channel. Bye, guys.
This has been a Cheddar Comics podcast. Tune in next week for another episode.